This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo.
Welcome back, Adepts, Acolytes, to another episode of Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I almost said that completely backwards. But I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kodojo.
Hello there.
And we are here to bring you our favorite assassin droid. And honestly, like, droids, because his newer, like, the models we get in SWTOR are as good as the original, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
So, if nobody knows who we're talking about, it is obviously HK-47, because we're doing a bunch of SWTOR, KOTOR deep dives right now, or anything Old Republic related, because it's our favorite, era of Star Wars, and something that they need to, use more often, which they are, finally. They're finally going back to Old Republic stuff. But we're here to talk about the original Assassin droid that most RPG fans fell in love with, because
he's sarcastic.
He's the witty,
he's
sarcastic,
homicidal. And I love how he makes certain things like sarcastic statement and then the line.
Right? So you're like, what is he gonna say? So, HK-47 was originally constructed by the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Revan, shortly after the final battle of the Mandalorian Wars in 3960 BBY. Revan was still a Jedi Knight, serving as commander of the Republic forces at this point, and decided to resort to extreme tactics to decisively end the war. Which Revan does.
Yeah, I didn't know Revan was a bit of a droid smith. He built HK.
I mean, Revan was pretty much proficient in, like, all aspects of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he knows almost all the alien languages.
I think he knows a lot of them. I don't think he knows all of them.
Like, when you're playing through KOTOR the first time and you come across Zalbar, and you're, like, you physically understanding what he's saying in Shriwook, Zalbar is even taken aback, and it's like, oh, I didn't know like humans still knew my language, kind of a like a thought.
He says not a lot of humans know Shriwook.
Yeah.
So
as a result, the battle devastated the entire surface of Malachor 5, where it was fought, and destroyed the majority of the warships on both sides. Not long after the end of the war, Revan and his friend Malak fell to the dark side and began making his plans to conquer the Republic. Which, yeah. I mean, fall to the dark side is, like, in quotations, because they were more mind-controlled than anything.
Brainwashed.
So, with his goal in mind, Revan constructed HK-47, used Zerka's HK-24 design as the basis of the model, and included several of his own upgrades. Not wanting to repeat the devastation caused at Malachor 5, Revan turned to using HK-47 to assassinate political opponents as a more selective way of achieving his goals. Although he constructed himself to be a unique construct, HK-47 bore a close resemblance to the HKB-3 Hunter-Killer droid produced by Zerka Corporation.
See, before falling to the dark side, Revan just use a blunt instrument. Now that he fell to the dark side, he's being more surgical.
Yeah. Pretty much. So, as a result of Revan's programming, HK-47 displayed obedience to those he identified as master, but had little regard to any form of life, and was driven by a desire for violence and carnage. HK-47 characteristically used his term meat bag for speaking of organic life forms, especially humans. This insult was originally used in passing by the droid when Revan's apprentice, Darth Malak, had asked him what the droid thought of him. In stating his opinion, HK-47 informed Malak as of his meatbag status. Oh my god,
See,
that is amazing. That is hilarious.
I have a character design idea for D&D, an automaton gunslinger that essentially is based off of HK-47.
That's awesome. So Revan found the insult as well as Malak's annoyance amusing enough to reprogram HK-47 to consider all organics meat bags, just to piss people off. He's like, "Oh, that's hilarious." Click.
Who says the dark side doesn't have a sense of humor?
Right. After witnessing HK-47's abilities firsthand, Revan decided that more droids of his design would be a more efficient agents of his plans to preserve galactic stability. HK-47 became the basis of a new model of HK assassin droids, the HK-50s, which were manufactured in a secret facility on the planet Telos 4. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, wait, that's right. There's 3 of these that you come across when you're trying to leave Telos.
And it's a steal. It's apparently only 33,000 credits.
Oh, that's cheap. What the heck? 33,000 credits? Yeah, I spent $1 million in SWTOR to unlock the companion. Oh, I got ripped off, man. So HK-47 continued to serve Revan during the Jedi Civil War, a devastating conflict between the Sith Empire that Revan had created after his turn to the dark side and the Galactic Republic. During this time, HK-47 helped Revan to locate the Starforged superweapon and also assassinated beings who would potentially destabilize the galaxy, which eventually led to a mission into the Mandalorian space in 3957 BBY. While HK-47 was on this mission, Revan was captured by the Jedi after Malak turned on his master and fired a volley of turbo laser fire at the bridge of Revan's flagship.
See, Malak didn't turn on his master because he wanted to take power. He turned on his master because he allowed the droid to keep calling him meatbag.
Totally. That's totally the whole reason, obviously. Oh my god. And obviously, this is like the opening scene that we see in SWTOR, or KOTOR.
Mm-hmm. So,
the Jedi High Council ordered Revan's mind to be rewritten, and the Sith Lord lost all his memories of his former self, including those of HK-47's existence. Meanwhile, although HK-47 succeeded in his assassination mission, his motor functions were damaged and ended up in the possession of a Mandalorian soldier. The Mandalorian reprogrammed and laid claims to the crippled droid, repairing him, though not partially well, in the droid's opinion, and beginning to use the droid to elevate his own rank by having him eliminate his superiors and clear the way of his own promotion. HK-47.
See, that is not the Mandalorian way. You do it yourself. You don't have no droid do it for you.
Right? Have pride. So HK-47 had lost much of his memory due to the damage he had received and lacked the knowledge of where he had been created, though he believed himself to be that of Systex Corporation's manufacturer. Conversely, rumors circulated that the true creator was Zerka Corporation. All that remained was his affinity towards violence.
Wow. Who made me? Oh well, back to murdering. Stab, stab, stab.
Stab. It's more of explosions. When did you ever see him use a knife or a vibroblade or anything?
I think I equipped it to him one time.
Well, you can, but he typically doesn't use it. So eventually, the Mandalorian ordered HK-47 to assassinate the reigning Mandalore, HK-47 failed and was captured by his target, who pre-programmed his objectives to send the droid against his master. The Mandalorian soldier was subsequently terminated. Since HK-47 was programmed to shut down whenever his current master died, he deactivated himself after killing the Mandalorian and was sold to,
Bachuba
the Hutt, a crime lord based on the planet of, Celeron? Celeron?
Yeah,
I believe this is in a comic.
probably.
HK-47 helped Bochaba.
Yeah, Bochaba.
Bochaba to maintain his reputation as the most feared gangster in the on Celeon, terminating 322 targets in a single year before Chewbacca was assassinated by his rivals. My God, 322 assassinations in one single year.
Now, okay, so
That's
let's assume
impressive.
let's assume there's 365 days in a year in
On Celeron, yeah.
yeah, in a given year. Where's my calculator? Yeah, there it
That's
is. So
literally almost that's almost
322.
one target every single day for almost the entire year.
0.88 targets eliminated a day.
Yeah, cool. So the droid shut himself down once again after learning of his master's death and was sold to a human senator on the galactic capital of Coruscant. The senator first assumed HK-47 to be a mere protocol droid, but one of his assistants later discovered the droid's assassination functions and asked the senator to destroy him. Oh boy. Yeah, probably did not. And well, which we're about to see.
No.
So the senator instead ordered HK-47 to kill the assistant, and the droid remained with his master, helping him eliminate his political enemies. With his rivals quickly being eliminated, the senator was on his way to being elected as Supreme Chancellor, but things did not go as they had been planned.
Isn't
Shocker.
that always the case? Is it just me, or is HK a little bit cursed?
Yes.
Because whoever his owner is, they just seem to die or disappear or something.
Mm-hmm. Actually. Yes.
Because first it was Revan, who got captured and then essentially rewritten to a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
Then a Mandalorian, who got killed by his own droid there.
Mm-hmm.
Then a Hutt, who was assassinated. And now it's up to a senator. How long do you think that's going to go?
Not long. The next target the senator ordered HK-47 to kill was his own wife, who, as he had discovered, had been cheating on him.
Oh.
As HK-47 approached the wife and her illicit lover to terminate them both, his master suddenly regretted his order and drove between the droid and the intended victims. Having accidentally terminated his master, HK-47 had no choice but to shut down once more. The senator's wife later sold him to a low-ranking commercial officer of Sistak Corporation. Oh God.
Wow, that just spiraled there at the end.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna go well. Oh no. Plot twist. At first, the officer used HK-47 as a protocol droid and bodyguard droid, but following his discovery of the droid's assassination protocols, the officer sent HK-47 on a mission to eliminate workers of a competitor company that was developing a product, which, if launched onto the market, would ruin the officer's career. God. The officer did not realize that the competing company was, in fact, another branch of Sistek Corporation. By the time he realized his mistake, HK-47 had already terminated 104 Sistek employees.
Jesus, dude. Man, everyone's first thought, let's just kill them. That's the easiest way.
Well, the main problem is everybody who finds his assassination protocols, then they get like, get trigger happy.
Light bulb.
What can I do with this? So HK-47 assumed that being the only officer remaining, his master would be promoted. Instead, the officer, in dismay, attacked the droid. While doing so, the officer pierced one of HK-47's accumulators with a writing utensil, resulting in an electric shock that killed him and destroyed the droid's assassination protocols, again forcing the droid to deactivate himself for killing his master.
Okay, first off, this guy, he just found out this droid killed 104 fellow employees, some of which were probably guards who were better at fighting than him. And then he tries to pull a John Wick by trying to kill this thing with a writing utensil.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Against a metal machine.
Uh-huh. They never said these people were smart.
Clearly.
The only one who was Revan. All right, and after the incident with the Systech Corporation officer, HK-47 was sold to Yuka Laka, an Athorian droid dealer at the Anchorhead settlement on the planet of Tatooine, who fitted him with a restraining bolt, further restricting the droid's memory and his protocol and assassination protocols. There, HK-47 encountered his original master, Revan, whose mind has been erased by the Dantooine Jedi Enclave Council after being injured at the hands of Darth Malak.
First, can we just give an applause to this Athorian for doing the smart thing and putting a restraining bolt on this thing?
As you should for most droids that you don't know where make and model is from. Yes. Absolutely.
Round of applause for this one intelligent person.
Athorians in general are intelligent. They're highly intelligent. So, Revan was once again trying to find the Star Forge and was looking for the Star Map, ancient artifact located on Tatooine. This time, Revan was acting on the behalf of the Jedi Council in order to locate and destroy the superweapon and save the Republic from defeat. Obviously, this is what you're playing through KOTOR 1.
Mm-hmm.
Revan purchased the droid for his knowledge of the Sand People dialect, as intended to negotiate with the local chieftain about ceasing attacks against the Zerka Corporation personnel, and could not understand the dialect himself. HK-47 eagerly accompanied Revan, as he disliked Yuka Laka, and acted as a translator when Revan met with the chieftain of the local tribe.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if we've ever done a Zerka Corporation episode, but this is one of the most evil corporation in the galaxy. They were still using slave labor in the Galactic Republic by the time of the Clone Wars.
It's the Zerka Corporation, and what's the other corporation in KOTOR 2 that we all dislike?
There's so many of them.
There's two main ones.
Is it the Goto Corporation?
No, it's not Goto. It's they're on Telos 4. You can look it up while I keep going. Anyway, so in keeping with his violent programming, HK-47 advocated for simply eliminating the local tribe, but Revan opted for a peaceful method and managed to gain entrance to the Sand People Enclave by using disguises taken from the fallen Tusken Raiders. Revan was able to successfully reach an accord with the chieftain by trading 2 moisture vaporators he had bought from the Zerka outpost, so the tribe could journey further away from the settlement and cease their current constant raids. Okay.
I say you help Sand People with attacking Zerka. Anyway, Zerka Corporation, the Exchange, which is a criminals.
Exchange. That's who I was thinking of.
And there's the OR Corporation, ORO, which is a mining corporation that hires workers through hereditary debt.
Oh, that's great.
So another great one.
It's the Exchange. That's the one I was thinking of. So as a sign of appreciation, the chieftain gave Revan his personal gaffy stick, as well as the map of the area of Tatooine where the star map was located. At that, HK-47 expressed his disappointment at the loss of chance for combat against the Sand People. HK-47 was present when Revan was allowed to meet with the Sand People storyteller in return of presenting the chieftain with a Crate Dragon Pearl. HK-47 translated for his meeting as well, cautioning Revan against making any potentially offensive statements.
Now, fun thing is, you can use a Crate Dragon Pearl in KOTOR for your lightsaber, and it gives
Mm-hmm.
great stats.
Ooh, yes, it does. And
And
there's
you
only,
also
by the way,
see
there's
a
also only one Crate Dragon Pearl in the entire game of KOTOR 1.
uh,
Because it's the one
there,
that you kill.
yeah, and in the Mandalorian season 2, maybe,
Mm-hmm. Season 2.
you see they kill a Crate Dragon, and you see them get a giant pearl. I mean, this thing's like twice
It's
the size of a
massive.
basketball.
Oh, yeah. It's freaking massive. I mean, for the size of the Crate Dragon, makes sense.
Yeah.
Because the Crate Dragon, so, like, if you look at in KOTOR 1 and compare it to the Season 2 Mandalorian Crate Dragon, they're two different styles of,
Yeah.
obviously, of this, what they went with. But
Yeah.
the Mandalorian one was much larger
Mhm.
than the one we had in KOTOR 1.
Yeah.
So,
Funny enough, those Koto pearls are made the exact same way oyster pearls are made.
oh, Crate Dragon Pearls? Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Revan later asked HK-47 about the droid's past, he was quite taken aback to discover that the droid had indirectly or otherwise been the cause of death of all his interim owners. This did not stop Revan from making multiple repairs to the droid, despite some trepidation on HK-47's part. Revan eventually restored everything but HK-47's memory core, which was too fragile to attempt to repair manually. Revan later encountered Malak for the first time since his former Sith apprentice had betrayed him. Dun dun dun.
But yeah, a convenient way to make sure HK doesn't remember the fact you are the Sith Lord too
Mm-hmm.
early in the game.
Yeah, that too. That's also true. So this meeting proved to be a stimulus necessary for Revan to remember the truth about his own history. It was also the signal for HK-47's internal programming to unlock and undo the damage to his primary memory core, allowing the droid full access to his entire memory as well as his entire combat and assassination protocol package. HK-47 appeared more than satisfied to be reunited with his master, but later commented that Revan had changed since he had last served him, stating that Revan was more compassionate than before.
Dude,
I
you've gone
wonder why.
soft. You've gone soft, man.
Right?
It's essentially what
Oh,
he's saying. You've
God.
gone soft.
So despite this, the droid was still believed that Revan was still capable of merciless and not necessary actions when required. The droid also expressed his alleged frustration and rage for being absent during Malak's betrayal and his inability to defend Revan from Malak's treachery.
Now, to be fair, I don't think there was much HK could have done because that was
No.
turbo lasers firing on the bridge. There is nothing he could have done. Short of having HK right behind Malik at all times.
Right, and just if you try anything, I shoot. So HK-47 remained with Revan until the end of this former Dark Lord's journey, following him to the Star Forge and aiding in the destruction of the superweapon as well as the defeat of Darth Malak. HK-47 was honored with Revan's other companions as a hero of the Republic. Shortly thereafter, more of Revan's memories returned, and the Jedi recalled a threat to the galaxy that had been uncovered as a Sith Lord.
Now that's
Dun,
got to be
dun.
funny. You're honoring a murder bot for saving the galaxy.
Chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chopper.
Yeah, but he was targeting specific people. HK was just indescript.
Yeah, yes.
Indiscriminate. That's the word.
I would say. I mean, I don't know. Chopper. I would say Chopper has a much higher death toll than HK at this point. How many Star Destroyers he's inevitably sabotaged and blown up?
Wasn't it just the one?
No, he had multiples. I remember was it season 1 or season 2? Season 2, because Rex was in the episode where there was that gravity. It was a Death Star. It was a Star Destroyer that could pull other freighters out of hyperspace using a gravity well.
Oh, wow.
You know, freaking Chopper. Oh, let me sabotage this and destroys 3 ships in one go. That was the first time he did that. And then there's a few others. So, because Chopper's Chopper. So HK-47 was left with Revan's wife, Bastila Shan, when he departed for the unknown regions. Revan also had HK-47's memory of the past 4 years erased, so the droid would not discover his destination. For a short time, Shan left HK-47 with the Jedi Council on Coruscant, hoping his murderous instincts might be calmed. Yeah, about that.
Interdictor. That was what it's called. Interdictor class cruisers.
Yes. The cruiser.
Sorry.
He destroyed cruisers.
Sorry, that was bothering me.
He destroyed cruisers like left and right. Chopper did. Yeah. A lot. Anyway, so however, HK-47 was unwilling to stay and wait for his master to return, and when Bastila refused to tell the droid where Revan had gone, HK-47 left to find him. During the droid's attempt to locate Revan, HK was once again heavily damaged and almost entirely dismembered. HK-47's remains were later discovered by one of Revan's other droids, T3M4, who recovered HK-47 and stored the remains aboard the Ebon Hawk.
Like, screw bodyguarding, I'm going out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, Bastille Shan was probably one of the most protected people in the galaxy at this point.
Yeah.
Both by the Republic and by the Jedi.
Yep. Pretty much.
Because she was a hero to the Republic, and she was carrying the child of Revan, one of the strongest Jedi to have ever lived.
Yep. So when Mitra Surik, a former Jedi, had the one of the few individuals to escape assassination by a new Sith Order, gained ownership of the Ebon Hawk in 3951 BBY, she discovered a deactivated HK-47 on board using parts retrieved from the imitation HK-50s and a junk dealer on Nar Shaddaa. Shirk reactivated HK-47. The droid was enraged when he was informed of the existence of his copies and saw the coloration of his successors. With the lack of using the meat bag reference, their term was instead organic, as signs of their inferiority. Oh God, believing them to be an insult to himself.
They're not even insulting right. Come on, man.
Oh, God. That is funny. Hoping to encounter more of these copies and eventually track them to where they were being created, HK-47 joins Shirk on her journey to find and unite the surviving Jedi Masters from the former Jedi High Council after the First Order Purge. He also regained a few memories of his past adventure on the Ebon Hawk after Shirk reactivated him.
I'll join you. I'll join you, but I'm tracking down where these cheap copies came from, and I'm destroying them.
Mm-hmm. So the damage that HK-47 had sustained was not fully repaired by Shirk. His assassination protocols were still damaged, and personality had become more violent than had been during the Jedi Civil War. Much of HK-47 memory was also gone, and because of this, HK-47 did not remember others who had followed the amnesiac Revan, such as T3M4 or Canderous Ordo. Although he did recognize Goto, a droid crime lord who also joined Shirk. However, HK-47 was unaware that Goto was in fact the employer of the HK-50s, from whom Shirk retrieved the parts necessary to repair HK-47. Yeah.
I find it hard to believe he's more violent than before the Jedi Civil War. I just find it hard to believe.
It's been a minute since I played KOTOR 2, so I would have to replay it.
Played either one.
Yeah, fair point. So HK-47 began to analyze the Ebon Hawk and discovered an anomaly. The ship's navigation computer was locked, making him curious as to where the ship had recently been. Before he could investigate, T3 disabled him and erased his memory of the anomaly. Alright, HK-47 continued to follow Shirk until the Battle of Telos 4. During the battle, HK-47 left the group after countering and torturing an HK-50 unit and to tell him the location where the HK-50 models were being produced. Jeez, God.
How do you torture a droid? How?
I don't know, but he did. HK-47 eventually tracked the HK-50s to the HK manufacturing plant under the surface at Telos 4, and upon arrival, persuaded the HK-50 to join his cause. HK-47 then returned to Shurik to Malachor 5 in order to defeat the Sith Lord, Darth Treya. However, the Ebon Hawk crashed due to the stormy atmosphere of the planet, where the group was separated. Shurik had left instructions to destroy Malachor 5 in order that Goto tried to prevent from being carried out, as he viewed the Sith artifacts on the planet to be too valuable to destroy.
Master, I have brought backup. Crash. Master, I have no backup.
Right? HK-47 and HK-50s intervene on Shurik's behalf and destroy their former employer. Goto's destruction allowed the remote assistant of Baldur, another companion of Shurik, to activate a super weapon and destroy the planet. After defeating the Sith, Shurik decided to find out what happened to Revan and decided to leave HK-47 behind. Before she left known space, she heard from the Reformed Jedi Council that HK-47's programming seemed to be compelled to the droid to seek out his own master, and the droid was allowed to search for Revan once again.
Ninja smoke. Out of here. Like to imagine he drops a smoke and you just see him running in the distance. Like Bender.
Oh, God. Yeah, so that's the end of KOTOR 2, by the way. So we just covered 1 and 2 in the first half. Now we get to go into SWTOR era after we come back from the mid-break.
You mind if we make one more stop before heading back? I need to run a Target.
100%. Let's RTT. You thinking of stuff for the dorm?
Yeah, my mom gave me some good tips on must-have essentials. We for sure need underbed storage, handheld iron for wrinkles, maybe even a mini Keurig for Mondays. Am I right?
All right, bet. Because I was already thinking about keeping my clothes looking fresh at college, so you better be sharing that.
Of course, man. Whatever I get on this run is yours too.
Twin.
But for real, let's go before they close.
Find everything you need for college at Target.
Visible puts the ultimate wireless hack in the palm of your hand. With unlimited 5G wireless data and hotspot designed to keep you connected, powered by Verizon's 5G network. And no contract holding you back. Plans start at $25 a month, or get the premium Visible Plus Pro plan and save $10 on your first month when you use promo code HACK. Make the switch at Visible.com. Terms apply. See Visible.com for details.
All right, welcome to the Mythos Show. We're talking about everything with the podcast. It has nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here we want to thank all our amazing patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And if you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocronhistories, where you can get free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also support us by leaving rating reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment we're to allow next time on the show. Which we do have some reviews, 2 from the same person. We have DK. I don't know if it's supposed to be Donkey Kong or what. But DK says, I forget the original name of the planet, but the one you talked... This is back on episode 2, by the way. So
Okay.
2. Way long ago. But the talking about planet where we talk about where Vizsla drained the Forge was called Nathema. Yes. It's a ragged hole where the Force, where the Nathema's cultists, and they were meditated, were there were so long they could operate on Nathema and tolerate the hole in the Force. True. Also, it sounds like Visamar is a Maraluka. They're a species of aliens that have no eyes, but they use the Force to see, which is also true.
Yep. They're actually a playable race in SWTOR.
Yes.
Actually, I think my Jedi Counselor was a Maraluka.
Mine is too. It makes the most sense. They're more connected to
yeah.
the Force to be a counselor. Duh. And then DK also says, Blotus the Hutt is mentioned in a Datacron in Star Wars, The Old Republic. You can find it on the Starter Planets, I think. And that's during the History of the Galactic Republic, I believe. Episode 6. So these are old episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're old. Anyway. Other than that, you can find us on a few different Discord servers. The Robots Radio Discord or robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, They've Been Friends Podcast in Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Dragon Ball Lorecast, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizard Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. I do a lot. I do too much. Well, technically, I only do
Probably.
5 out of 6 because Wizarding World is we're no longer making episodes for that because we exhausted all
Yeah.
the info that we could, and even them doing the HBO show doesn't really help because it's just rehashing the books again.
Poorly, apparently.
We'll see.
According to Henry Cavill, they're doing it poorly.
I didn't know. He said something about that. Supposedly, though, the Hogwarts grounds and the castle is going to be based off the Hogwarts Legacy design.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about
which
The
is
Witcher,
gonna be
not
awesome.
Hogwarts. I thought you were talking about The Witcher,
Wizarding World.
I thought you were talking about
Henry Cavill
Witcher.
had something about Harry Potter.
No, I thought you were talking about The Witcher, not Harry Potter.
No.
Sorry.
You can go listen to the Witcher Lorecast, what we think about the Witcher Netflix show. Hey, season 4 was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Season 4 was actually good because it was actually the closest to the books in season 1, which is saying something, I guess.
I haven't watched any of them, so
fair enough.
I can't comment.
Fair enough. As far as Star Wars news, we have
nothing.
Next Maul Shadow Lord starts in a month.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I mean, despite having a lot of brands in the fire, as it were, there's nothing to really report. They're all cooking, as it were.
Yeah, we have there's a lot of projects in the works, but that's it. They haven't dropped anything, any knowledge or any info. So we'll see. But anyway, let's get back to more HK-47.
This episode is brought to you by Adobe Firefly, the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video generation. Built for today's creative process, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, and the timelines? Woo, yeah, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Learn more at adobe.com/firefly.
Choice Hotels get you more of what you value. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
So, unbeknownst to HK, Shurk had been successful in tracking down Revan on the planet of Dromund-Kaas, the capital of the reformed Sith Empire. The two had attempted to assassinate the Sith Emperor and failed, leaving Shurk dead and Revan captured and held in stasis. HK-47 was searched for 300 years before being reunited with Revan. In 3642 BBY, after the latter was eventually freed from his prison by a Republic strike force.
That was a fun dungeon.
It was, because... Yes, by the way, your character frees Revan from a 300-year enslavement and torture stasis.
Stasis/slumber.
Yeah.
Kind of. Drug state. And
it was, and he was also influencing the Emperor, while also him being stayed alive by the Emperor himself.
Yeah.
To where that he was able to kind of passively hold him
make
off.
him doubt.
Yeah.
Make him doubt the attack plan.
Yep.
But funny enough, that dungeon is in 2 parts. The first part is a Republic strike force that frees Revan. And then later down the line, as the Empire, you try to recapture him, which I don't think succeeds. I can't remember that dungeon all that well.
I don't remember. I haven't played the Empire side yet, so I've only played the Republic side. Because my main character is a Jedi Knight, so
everyone was
right. Yeah, and that's the furthest. All the other characters I've gotten, he's my Jedi Knight's level 80 at max level, to where I'm in the tour. I mean, it's I'm in the Legacy of the Sith. All my other characters are level, well, the ones that have completed the story are just level 50 because I haven't gotten anywhere with them.
Well, to be fair, after Rise of the Hutt or Hutt Cartel expansion, it's basically just one straight story for all the characters. They merged all the characters into one storyline.
Yes, because Shadow Revan and On is essentially one storyline.
Yeah.
Anyway,
speaking of which.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're about to talk about that. So HK-47 was once again able to serve as original master and set off to meet him in the Foundry, an ancient Rakatan space station. With the station, Revan intended to create an army of droids led by HK-47 to destroy the Sith Empire. However, HK-47 was captured en route to the Foundry by the rogue intelligence operative known as the Shroud, who duplicated the assassin droid's memory core before allowing the droid to continue his journey unawares. Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
When the Sith Empire discovered Revan's plans, they sent a strike team to assault the Foundry in order to stop him. HK-47 confronted the team as they fought their way through the station and engaged them in combat. Despite having the aid of the Foundry's droids' construction facilities, HK-47 was defeated, and the Sith Empire recovered the droids' parts, the Force study under the orders of Sith Lord Darth Malgus. Bum bum.
Yeah.
HK-47 was then reconstructed and reprogrammed to serve Darth Malgus by the Enumid Schism Collective and protected the Sith Lord during the attempt to seize control of the Sith Empire in 3640 BBY. Aboard the Emperor's space station, HK-47 activated himself before being fully destroyed in order to confront Malgus's enemies during the Battle of Ilum. And he was destroyed in battle, but his remains were somehow rescued when the station was from the station before its destruction.
Man, I did not play a lot of Empire stuff, so I cannot remember fighting HK a lot.
This is a Republic side.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, the previous one where you fight HK and was defeated by the Sith Empire in the Foundry. Because that has to be Empire side.
Oh, yeah, that part's part of the Empire. Yes. The Battle of Ilum. Well, the Battle of Ilum's both Republic and Empire. It's the same strike regardless because you're kind of like Malgus is going rogue.
Third party.
Yeah. So. Anyway, in 3637 BBY, a quote-unquote return to Revan emerged from the galactic stage and came into possession of one of the Shroud's HK-47 copies. The assassin droid served his master faithfully as the now insane Force user attempted to resurrect the Sith Emperor on the moon of Yavin 4, which this is during Shadow Revan.
Mm-hmm.
As Revan was confronted by a joint military force of Imperial and Republic forces atop the Temple of Sacrifice, the Sith temple that contained the artifact Revan intended to use to resurrect the Emperor. HK-47 joined Revan in the final battle against his enemies. The loyal assassin droid fell in battle. However, Revan died himself soon afterwards, becoming one with the Force.
Yeah,
and that's where his good in like the light and the dark side parts of himself split, essentially.
Well, I think this was his dark side being forced out by the Emperor, obviously.
Yeah.
But I kind of remember this because he had two options. You could fight through the temple with a raid group, or you can sort of skip that, have the Empire and Republic forces fight the main battle, as it were, and you just go straight to the end boss.
Was it like that? I know.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've done Shadow Revan. I did the final battle, and it was just me and 7 other NPCs. I mean, like the characters that made the Strike Force.
Yeah.
I think I did the single player version.
Yeah, I did too, because they split, because SWTOR was starting to fall off at this point, and there was less and less player base. And so they decided to make, we can make this into a raid for you guys, or you can just go off solo this and just skip all the raid portion and just go straight to the end boss.
Which I think that's just the basis of the game now.
Yeah.
Because, well, it is. I mean, Star Wars has always been better as a single player game. It's great to have friends and to play the game. But let's be honest, everyone who plays SWTOR has played it like a single player game.
Probably, yeah.
And like it kind of shows with the next 2 expansions they did were single-player expansions.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was heavily story focused. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so however, the Shroud kept a copy of HK-47's head in the Coil, a secret base on the planet of Obelisk 4 or Obelisk 6. The droid's memories were distorted, and it was unaware that it was a duplicate and merely a head. During the war against the Eternal Empire, the duplicate HK-47 was discovered by another HK unit, HK-55, along with the shape-shifting droid Zoom, as they attempted to escape the Coil. By the way, this is awesome. HK-55 is an awesome companion in SWTOR. By the way, this is also an entire like chapter where you play as only as HK-55.
There was a cutscene where you're trying to get the graveyard. I think that's what, or tombstone or some powerful ship
graveyard?
up and running. Something like that.
Something like that.
You're trying to get the ship up and running, and you have the HK unit just standing guard outside. And there's this small little swamp rat.
There's literally a montage of him just doing random crap.
It's like a Benny Hill of him trying to kill the swamp rat. He finally kills the rat, and then about like 5 big ones come, and he knocks those out no problem.
Yeah, oh my god, it was hilarious. So the HK-47 was saddened to learn that he was just a mere copy of the original. After HK-55 informed of the other HK-47s that had been destroyed across the galaxy, the duplicate HK-47 head was soon destroyed by a war droid during the ambush of HK-55 and Zoom.
No, the last one. Probably.
You would think. So, sometime during the thousands of years between the fall of the Eternal Empire and the Galactic Civil War, an incarnation of HK-47 was recovered and was aboard the Hammerhead-class cruiser, which crashed on the volcanic outer rim planet of Mustafar. Thousands of years later, a tectonic shift exposed the cruiser when the Confederacy of Independent Systems arrived on Mustafar during the ongoing Clone Wars. They discovered the wreckage of the deactivated HK-47, which is still in excellent condition.
Go ahead, CIS. I dare you to activate it.
When Separatist engineers managed to turn the droid back on, it went on a rampage. It killed several of the engineers and destroyed 3 B-2 super battle droids and even a droideka with ease, before the remaining engineers could power him down via restraining bolt installed before his reactivation. The Separatist experts were amazed by the technology used in this droid, but were still unable to perform a memory wipe due to the
incomprehensible
thought matrix. Yeah. The thought matrix was extremely advanced.
Oh, yeah. And granted, this is like, what, 3,000, 4,000 years ago this thing was created?
Pretty much. Which is crazy to know. It's like, oh, this is so complex and this is so advanced. 3,000 years later. As a solution, the engineers transferred HK-47's memory and thought patterns into a functioning subsystem of the crashed cruiser and took the empty chassis with them.
Okay, thankfully this thing, the cruiser, was crashed. Otherwise, you're putting a murder bot into a space cruiser that has powerful weapon systems.
Yeah.
This is not a good idea.
No, it's not. So Separatist scientists now began studying design elements of HK-47 and incorporated them into their own technology, hoping to create a new droid models that would help them defeat the Republic. The result was the new HK-77 models. Meanwhile, HK-47's AI managed to meld with the ship and took its operational systems, forcing the scientists to sail up the ship and disconnect the uplink to the Nemordian droid factory.
I told you!
By the way, this is all Legends. This is not canon. This is all Legends.
I wish it was.
God, that'd be awesome. Mass production was ready to begin with the former Jedi and newly christened Sith Lord Darth Vader arrived on Mustafar and wiped out the Separatist leaders, ending the Clone Wars along with the Separatist movement and securing the stability of the new Galactic Empire. HK-47's chassis, along with the rest of the new HK-77 models, was forgotten and lay dormant until Vader left Mustafar. Oh boy.
Yeah, I would like to point out the HK-77 assassin droids, less than 20,000 credits.
What the heck, man? Why did I get gypped? I want a refund. Damn space markets. So over 20 years later, circa 1 ABY, HK-47 uses systems the Hammerhead class cruiser and contact a group of spacers. HK-47 instructed the spacers to aid in transferring his artificial intelligence from the ship to an abandoned research facility nearby, which was said to date back to the year of the Galactic Republic. Once the spacers succeeded in doing so, HK-47 ordered them on another quest. This time they were enter the facility and restore its power. Oh god.
These spacers, what
They're
are they
dumb.
getting and how dumb are they?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they're going to be getting out of this? Seriously.
Death. So the spacers succeeded in restoring the power in both the facility and the droid factory, and soon commanded by HK-47 to help him gain control of the reactivated factory. The group fought their way through various reactivate battle droids and finally succeeded in giving HK-47 control, after which then returned to the old research facility where they received a message from HK-47, now integrated into a new body similar to his former 4,000-year-old one.
You know, this would make for a great session for like a Star Wars RPG.
Absolutely, it would.
You come across this and you get manipulated by this droid, and boss, and the final boss of that story would be HK-47 himself.
Mm-hmm. So HK-47 informed them that although he appreciated their help returning him to his body, he planned to begin the production of new battle droids in order to evict those who had taken the factory from him. However, he was unsure of who had taken it in the first place and decided to simply kill any organics he came across, starting with a group of spacers that had helped him.
Never help random AI, kids. Never help
Don't
them.
trust an AI.
It can
Just don't
only
trust AI.
lead
That's
to
it.
bad things.
By the way, AI art cannot be copyrighted. They passed a federal law. So, suck on you, AI. Anyway, going back, so the group managed to escape, however, and return with the Minsick mining facility to speak with Milo Minsick, the foreman and leader of the facility. The mining camp had been built virtually on top of the ruins of the droid factory, and as such, was in imminent danger from HK-47's assault. HK-47 assembled an army of AK-1A Hammer, AK-3 Reaper, and GK-5, the HK-77 droids, in order to destroy all organics on Mustafar. The army attacked the mining camp, where they were met by several miners, as well as the spacers who had previously escaped from HK-47, starting the Battle of Cosette. Though the droids attacked relentlessly, they were eventually defeated.
Okay, cassette. This has to be a game. What game? Star Wars Galaxies Trials of Obi-Wan.
No kidding, really?
Yeah, this was the MMO.
Oh, Star
Wars Galaxies.
Star Wars Galaxies. Yeah. This is the MMO. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
Yeah, and by the way, the GK5, horrific looking.
Oh, dear God.
Four-legged. It kind of looks like a crab, but it only has 4 legs. And 2 little claws out front. Oh, wow, it's just scary looking.
So the group of spacers later proceeded to the droid factory, attacking and destroying the droids HK-58 Iraq, HK-58 Besh, HK Taskmaster, CYM Prototype, and Doombringer. Before shutting the factory down itself, the spacers eventually made their way into a lava crater to destroy HK-47, although the spacers succeeded in doing so after a long battle against HK-47's elite droids. Once they returned to Milo Minsick for the reward, they received a message from HK-47 explaining that he was in fact still alive. HK-47 admired the spacer's ability and, in a sarcastic motion, awarded them with a decorative hologram of himself. The plaque of the hologram's base simply reading "Meatbag."
I'm impressed. You survived.
Oh my god. All right, so this is an entire raid, apparently. This would have been a raid during Galaxies. That's cool.
Unfortunately,
I like how they... So what now?
I lived out in the backwoods, literally, of Kentucky during this.
Oh, dude, I was like the countries of Ohio. Yeah, no, I had dial-up. Like, I couldn't play these types of games back in the day.
I didn't even have dial-up. I had no internet, no cable, no satellite.
Oh, that's even worse.
Your TV only. The nearest fire hydrant was 5 miles away. If our house burned down, we were fucked.
Dear God. Well, there's your first F-bomb on the show, everyone. No, I think Toasty's actually cussed on the show way early, like way back in the day. Oh god. Well, that's cool. I do like how like Galaxies added stuff from KOTOR 1 and 2. I really do like that, cuz that was also before SWTOR even existed.
Yeah.
Cuz Galaxies actually the service ended in 2011, early 2011, where SWTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Late.
Was it late?
December 15th, 2011.
So SWTOR went live like that same month. What was it, December?
It started in
10th?
2003 and went on through December 15th, 2011.
Had a good run.
Yeah.
I mean, SWTOR's lasted way longer and still ongoing, so suck on that. But
5 days. That's the difference. 5 days.
When was SWTOR?
December 20th, 2011.
Oh my god! So they waited They waited almost a week for the service for the game to like everybody forget about it. And it's like, hey, here's a new one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh god, that's funny. So obviously we do have some behind the scenes. So HK-47 is featured in the game Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, Star Wars The Old Republic, and Star Wars Galaxies, with a force alignment of 20 to 0 being dark side mastery and 100 being light side mastery. HK-47 has the darkest alignment score of any member of Revan's party, yet often expresses the light of cruel actions of a dark side player. Conversely, HK-47 expresses disappointment in actions undertaken by a light side player.
Yeah. I mean, this thing was not programmed to be nice.
No, but he doesn't abandon you, so there's that.
Yeah.
So HK-47's character was conceived and written by David Gator in the original game. After having finished writing Bo Lee Bendo, lead designer James Olin would suggest that Gator write for HK-47. With a week of free time before returning to work, Gator mentioned all episodes of The Littlest Hobo. Gator would then come up with the concept of HK-47, which would describe as the anti-littlest hobo. He goes from the owner to owner, engineering their self-destruction. Interesting. Okay, so there's a reason why he's written to where he goes from owner to owner to owner to owner. That's cool, because he was inspired by the little hobo, the littlest hobo.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, Gator marathoned all the episodes. It's an old show, and by the littlest hobo, it's a dog. Is it a movie or a show? It's a show. Yeah, The Littlest Hobo is a Canadian television series based on the 1958 American film of the same name, directed by Charles R. Rondeau. The series first aired in 1963 to 1965 in syndication, where they review... it's about a German Shepherd dogs featured in both the 1960 and the 1980 series, owned and trained by Chuck Eisenman. So, it's about dogs. So there you go. HK-47 is based off a dog.
Oh, God.
So the origins of HK-47 name came from BioWare writer Drew Kropchen, who drew inspiration from the name of the Billboards team as well as that of the infamous AK-47 rifle. For Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, it was written by Chris Avellone. Like most of the game's companions, HK-47 was received highly positive critical reception for his character design and unique personality. HK-47 won several awards for his character, including Original Character of the Year in 2004 Game Developers' Choice Awards and the Computer Gaming World's 2003 NPC of the Year Award.
That's nice.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He better win an award. HK-47 is also featured as a miniature in the Star Wars miniatures set Champions of the Force, in which is rated very rare and is depicted holding a blaster rifle. To the Star Wars Knights of the Republic, in which he was introduced, he's affiliated with the Fringe, meaning that he was able to join either light or dark side factions during skirmishes.
Like Hondo. No.
HK-47 is also available in the Star Wars Legacy Collection action figure line. He's included in the Wave 7 Attack of the Clones set as the Build-A-Droid bonus feature. Parts to build HK-47 are packed with other figures in the set.
Yeah.
And HK-47 is voiced by Christopher Tabori in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, and Star Wars The Old Republic.
Okay.
And then we have some cut content because it wouldn't be KOTOR without it. In Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, The Sith Lords, HK-47 was originally going to attack the secret HK manufacturing plant on Telos, the existence in which he learns the torturing of an HK-50 droid. The segment was occur shortly after the final meeting in Dantooine and the confrontation with Atris. In the sequence, HK-47 travels to the surface of Telos 4, just as Darth Nihilus begins his assault on the Citadel Station.
Now, that would have been a good breakup of the story. Sort of
Right?
having parallel battles between HK attacking the droid factory and your character defending a world.
Right? That'd be awesome. So the droid tackles the factory alone, while the Exile, Vestris, and Mandalore assault the Ravager. In the factory, HK-47 gains the support of the new HK-51s due to their self-preservation program, and after destroying the HK-50s and halting their production, the droid group travels to Malachor 5 to either help Butter's remote or dismantle Goto, or preserve Malachor and destroy the remote. The new Essential Guide to the Droids and Knights of the Old Republic Companion Campaign Guide both include references to the events that were cut from the same details changed. More specifically, the HK-51s were not mentioned at all, and HK-47 instead manages to turn the HK-50s to his side and enlist the air help for their confrontation with Goto on Malachor 5.
Now, that would have... God, I can't remember KOTOR 2. All I remember about the ending of that is that you go to the temple, you fight a bunch of Sith, you fight Traya, and that was the end of it. I don't remember anything with Goto at all.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember too much. The official Prima guide for the Sith Lords included a CD which contained a humorous sequence of malfunctioning and abrupt HK-47. In the sequence, HK-47 behaves very uncharacteristically and spouts a long string of random and nonsensical statements, which include references to the Star Wars films, witty one-liners, and philosophical musings. HK-47's tone varies from the typical vicious personality to melancholy ranting, indicating his segments was intended mainly for a comedic effect.
I would have liked that.
See, I have the guide. I don't have I have the guide, but I don't have the CD.
Yeah, probably lost it a long time ago.
I never had it. I bought the guide used.
Oh,
that's why. So T3, M4, and Goto can be upgraded in cutscenes by Border, another member of the Exiles party, while HK-47 cannot. It was initially planned for the dialogue to was recorded. Baldur offers to upgrade him, but HK-47 refuses, saying that he had been tampered with enough by other unskilled meatbags. Baldur is insulted by this comment, so HK-47 that he will allow Baldur to work on him after he is more sure of the Zabrak's ability.
Now, to be fair, HK-47 there was worked on by Revan personally, and he worked marvelously for 400, no, not 400, what, decade almost at that point, as one of the top assassin droids of the galaxy for the most
Right.
part.
Yep. And then later in the game, HK-50 units attack the Ebon Hawk, and their strength makes HK-47 feel inferior, so he decides to allow Baldur to upgrade him. After the procedure, HK-47's checks return optimally and apologizes, doubting Baldur's ability. The encounter results in a permanent extra condition point for HK-47. Constitution, that's what I meant. Yeah. It's one of your attributes. That's for health.
Yeah. This is interesting because the KOTOR and KOTOR 2 use essentially a D20 system.
It's not essentially, it does.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Dungeons and Dragons type system. It's not even essential.
It is the D&D system.
Yeah.
That's what it was based off of. So. And then we do, HK-47 actually has an influence on the Aftermath trilogy.
Yeah.
So Chuck Windon, the author of the Aftermath trilogy, originally wrote into interlude to include HK-47 into Aftermath, the first book of his canon novel trilogy. Although HK-47 wasn't originally going to be openly named, the fans would able to recognize him given the way he spoke. Windig's interlude was eventually shot down by Lucasfilm Story Group.
Boo.
We could have had HK-47 canonized, but Lucasfilm's like, no, we can't do that.
Yeah, that would open up a can of worms we can't get into.
Yeah, literally, they wouldn't have been able to do. Funny enough, though, Ahsoka has HK units, so we know HK units are a thing.
Yeah.
So in Aftermath, Wendig also introduced a new droid character which bore resemblance to HK-47, Mr. Bones, a heavily modified B-1 series battle droid with similar murderous personality. In the third book of the trilogy, Aftermath Empire's End, the character Mr. Bones has a line on which is apparent callback to HK-47's blunt, violent dialogue. In the story of the novel, the droid suddenly glitches, his voice warps, and then says, "Commentary. I say we blast the meat bag and save you the trouble, master," with a strange hard angle accent.
Yeah.
That's a clear reference to HK.
Now, Mr. Bones is more how to put it, crazy than 47.
Oh yeah. No, Mr. Bones is a lot more psychopathic.
Unhinged.
Yeah,
unhinged.
HK-47 has more of a
professionalism about him.
Yes. He has a code to himself, where Mr. Bones will just go unhinged and destroy everything in sight.
47's like the John Wick. He's professional. He knows what to do. Mr. Bones is more like a crack guy with a metal pipe.
Punisher?
Nice. No, more wild than that.
More wild, okay.
And unstable.
Okay, I mean, I like the comparison with John Wick with HK. I do like that. That's pretty on point. He likes violence, but he's not overboard about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. That is HK. Yeah, he is. Yes, much like John. So there you have it. We now have gone over HK-47. So great stuff. Do you have any final thoughts on HK?
He was a fun little assassin droid. I can't wait to see what they do with him in the KOTOR remake if we ever get it.
Supposedly it's still in development. So that's all I will say. That's all I know. It has been reported still in development as of last year, so it's still ongoing. With them doing Facelift Old Republic, there's a high probability that we will get the remake, because I feel like they are going to connect them. And go to our Star Wars, we did a whole Old Republic or Fatal Old Republic episode talking about the teaser and stuff like that. they're going to have to do some connections because of the ship that we have in the teaser.
Yeah.
It's the Leviathan. Like, we're going to have KOTOR 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that just opens up the thing, though. Is KOTOR canon?
They tried a new sequel era. That did not work for them whatsoever. They're dipping their toes in they're dipping their toes in era between the OG trilogy and the sequel trilogy, and that's all right. That's an okay era.
Well, it's also like they're doing stuff it's not just all lightsabers, which is great. That's something we want to see. But then now we're finally, like, with them announcing Fate of the Old Republic during the Game Awards this past year, back in December, actually 3 months ago. Like, that's opening up the whole thing. Is like, oh, we could be getting Old Republic shows or live action stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, that is the era of Star Wars that every Star Wars fan wants.
Yeah, and then we had the High Republic, which was kind of teasing that Old Republic. Just teasing.
Yeah, they teased the living heck out of them.
It's like teasing, tickle the balls here.
If you ever read the novels, there were so many references to the Old Republic that's like, wait a minute, what? And High Republic's canon, so everything it mentioned in this book is canon. So, yeah, we'll see in the future. But anyway, thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Holocron Histories, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!